Justin Fields be great for our Jets?
Do I want to use the word great, though? Yeah, I'll use it. Yeah, I think he will be. I think he will be great. The sky is the limit in this situation. And I think that Aaron Glenn coming in understands, and he's played against Justin Fields in Chicago when he was a DC in Detroit. So he understands who this kid is and the ability that he can deliver the football in sync with Garrett Wilson and the rest of the company, including the young Mason Taylor. So you got to take full advantage of the opportunity. And I think for Justin Fields, whether it was at the University of Georgia when he had to leave to go to Ohio State, and then all of a sudden he gets drafted by Chicago but never was really put into a situation to be able to excel at the level that his talent can take him. Then he goes to Pittsburgh and you start to see some stuff, but they didn't like some things that was going on offensively with the offense, so they yanked him, put in Russell Wilson, and now they're without a quarterback and he moves on to the Jets, and Aaron Glenn and company feels that he's the guy that could get them to where they want to go. And I believe that. I honestly, because to me, when I look at the comparisons, Paul, he kind of reminds me a lot of Jalen Hurts. He really honestly does. He runs the football a lot better. But it's kind of the same situation.
Yeah, I think he can be great. I think he's going to have every opportunity to be great. He's going to be able to. See, this is the thing. When you're trying to get better in the league and get your confidence, you got to be able to make mistakes and not look over your shoulders. And he couldn't do that in Pittsburgh. He was 4-2 with less weapons that he's going to have here with the Jets. And so I really think he's going to get a rapport with his young teammates. They're going to be able to build together. And I see a bright future here in New York for these two. Now, will they win off the jump? Maybe not. But I think, in the near future, with him at quarterback, running things the way, he's grown over the last couple of years, especially in Pittsburgh under Russell Wilson, and the fire that they lit from benching him is going to ignite something in this young kid, and I think he will.
I mean, I think this is his best opportunity to have success in his career so far. Chicago wasn't it. He didn't have the runway with the Steelers. If he had the runway over the whole season with the Steelers, it might be a different situation. But obviously, he went 4-2, and then they went to Russ. He has had moments where we've seen the spark and the talent that he has, but this is really going to be his team, and he has some exciting pieces to work with. Yeah. And this feels like a reset for the Jets in a lot of ways. Obviously, the Jets have struggled for a long time to find an identity, to be able to cut through in that division. And the young pieces and young core that the Jets have put together with Justin Fields, I think really puts them in a position to compete. Obviously, the Bills are big dog in that division, and I think they'll continue to be. But other than that, it's really wide open. And they've put together an offense and offensive weapons that will help support him. I mean, obviously, they have Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, they brought in Mason, and they still have some other veteran pieces there as well. So I think he has every opportunity to be great with the Jets.
No, he will. And it's going to really be based on the defense, running the football, and him taking care of the football when they allow him to throw it. And if he does that, Jets are winning the division.
So, Key, what does Shedeur have to prove as a rookie?
Well, first of all, you already know where I'm starting. I need him to learn how to get on the highway and get off at the right exit and get to the stadium and on time. Don't need him running late. Don't need him doing any of those things, because all that'll do is start this negative, he's not prepared type mess. Now, move on from that. I'm not going to ask him to do a lot. Whenever he becomes the starter or get playing time, I'm not going to ask him to do a lot. I'm going to basically rely on my defense in a short field and bring him along slowly. Too many times these young quarterbacks are put in situations to not excel and to succeed. And people say, well, how could that be? Every coach wants their players to succeed. Yeah, they do. But if they don't know what the hell they're doing and putting them in the right positions, which I don't think Kevin Stefanski is that guy, he knows what to do. And don't get caught up in the big lights in the situation, because he's going to be polarizing, number one. That's just what it is. It is what it is. He's going to have a crazy fanfare because people just gravitate to guys like a Shedeur because of his personality. And don't pay attention to the social media stuff, because there's going to always be some people out there that takes clips, utilize them, whether it's friends, family, or just fans in general, and somehow try to get your attention to take a look at what people may be saying about your performance and who you are. And if you get wrapped up in that and don't pay attention to the prize and the task at hand, you'll get swallowed up by the National Football League, which I don't think that'll happen to him. But I like to see him just play really good football. And I think Kevin Stefanski will put him in a position just to do that. Just play football, do the things that you've been doing your entire career and have that, and he'll have the success doing that.
So the question is, what does Shedeur have to do what he has to prove? I think, knowing that he's a 5th-round pick, it's a chance he might not play this whole season.
But right now, that round doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
That's over.
Like for me, I think he has to prove he has to erase the stigma. The things that surrounded him, his character and things of that nature. He has to exhibit great practice habits. That's what I need from him. I need his body language. I need him to be enthusiastic. I need him to be happy to be there every day trying to get better. That's what I need to see from Shedeur. Now, if he gets to play, that's a bonus. But he has to get better every day. He has to show me that he belongs in the National Football League. So those are, if I'm a coach and I'm a player and I'm a vet, those are the things I'm looking for. Do I have any expectations from him as a rookie? I'm not sure yet. It depends. Let's see how things go. But the little things, I need to see that he's heading in the right direction to erase the stigma that's been surrounded around him based on who he is, to erase the naysayers and erase those things that's been said about him.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of already doing that. Like he's winning teammates over and winning people over in the organization. But I think it's really going to depend on how the preseason goes. All of those things are true. He's got no room for the bad body language and any kind of critiques about how involved he is or locked in he is, which I don't think will be a problem. But the preseason is going to be the opportunity for him to separate himself with everyone else. And I agree, this is a wide open competition, but there is a depth chart, and it's going to go Kenny Pickett, likely Dylan Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders, which is why I believe the preseason will be super important for what he's going to do to separate himself.
MGM Sportsbooks has Shedeur the most bets at 10.5% and money at 23.5 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So they obviously think, based on the money that's coming in, that he will wind up at some point.
That's free money. That's free money.
Man, I don't gamble, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying they got him.
Like, people going to make that bet, but I don't know if he's going to get enough of the opportunity, like some receivers or some defensive players. I mean, not defense, but, like the receivers.
Genty.
Or the rookie running backs.
Genty will get it. But if he starts week
1, yes.
Yeah.
So the first couple games, so to speak, it can have to be week 1. He can miss 3 games and still be in the mix.
Yeah.
Because he's a quarterback.
Yeah. We'll see how the preseason goes.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.